I find it very hilarious how some people are, you know, talking down Nintendo Switch 2. Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't have enough power. Nintendo Switch 2, it's not that powerful, and my, super powerful $1,000 handheld device is better than your Nintendo. Yeah, you paid $1,000 for that device. You could have bought a desktop PC or a gaming laptop, dude. But anyway, let's not, get into that whole thing. What drives me crazy about some individuals is they have not even like bought Nintendo Switch 2. They have not even tried Nintendo Switch 2, and they're willing to like talk all kinds of crap about it. I mean, I at least talk about things that I have tried, that I have. I would never like say, "Hey, this is crap." You know, you'll never hear me say the PS5 Pro it's crap because I have not tried it. But I know that it's more powerful than PS5 because it has a little extra juice. So you can run at high resolution. It can do ray tracing at a high resolution. It has a, uh, kind of like a super sampling dynamic resolution that can, give you a better performance. They call it PSSR, PISA, right? So I understand that it's a little bit better than the PS5 regular. But I'm not going to talk crap about it. I'm not going to talk crap about, something that I have not tried. But, you get these individuals, and here I am, like, I'm on a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm playing a Cyberpunk, all right? This is on Nintendo, okay? I'm on a Nintendo Switch 2. I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077, but there's still people out there telling me, no, first of all, dude, the fact that this is even available on Nintendo Switch 2, the fact that you can even play this on Nintendo Switch 2, it's amazing in on itself that we actually have something like this, that we can play uh, something like this on a Nintendo Switch 2. And then, if Cyberpunk wasn't enough, right? We got Star Wars Outlaws. We got Star Wars Outlaws. We got Assassin's Creed Shadows. We got upcoming First Light, James Bond. We got Final Fantasy VII remake. We have Pragmata, brand new game Pragmata, brand new IP from Capcom Pragmata coming out next month, April 24th. We've got Resident Evil 7, Biohazard, Resident Evil 8, The Village, Resident Evil 9, Requiem. Um, but yeah, we're just gonna ignore all of that. Yeah, we're just gonna ignore all of this. And Star Wars Outlaws, which runs better than any of the systems out there that I have seen. Well polished, great looking, but we're not going to acknowledge that. Oh, look, I'm not saying that Nintendo Switch 2 is the greatest uh, powerful handheld console in the world. I'm not saying that. What my argument is this: don't tell me that your Steam Deck is better than this. Don't tell me that your $1,000 Lenovo it's better than this, or whatever they call these new handheld. There's so many new handheld companies now. They're coming out of the woodwork. You know, fill in the blank, all kinds of names. Coming out now, but they're like at $1,200, $1,500, $1,000. The latest Asus ROG Ally from Xbox, what, like $1,000. All of these devices, they cost more than Nintendo Switch 2. For what they pay, you can get two Nintendo Switches too. And they're not all that powerful. Okay, they're not all that. They're not all that, okay? But people just want to like justify. I'm not justifying anything. Here's the thing. Others, they want to justify what they purchased so they can feel good about the money that they spend, which is so ridiculous. Like, dude, it's your money. Do what you want to do. I don't care what you do with your money. If you go to a strip club and waste your money, waste it. Go have a lap dance. Have some chick, riding on your lap. Give her some Benjamins. I don't care. I don't care where you spend it. You can go to, OnlyFans and waste your money there on OnlyFans, or go to adult webcams. I don't care, dude. You're an adult. Do what you want to do. But don't justify your purchase to me. This is what drives me crazy about some individuals. They just constantly want to justify their purchase as if my purchase is the best purchase. Nobody cares, dude. It's your money. You bought it. If you like it, that's all that matters. If you don't, even if you don't like it, we don't care. Even if you like it, we don't care. We just don't care. But don't tell the rest of us that Nintendo Switch 2 is not powerful enough, that Nintendo Switch 2 doesn't have enough juice. Please. Don't give us that ridiculous statement. The reason I say this is because I'm not justifying Nintendo Switch 2. I tried this since October, November, December, January, February, 5 months. I've been using this for 5 months. So a guy like me who has been using Nintendo Switch 2 for 5 months, I think I'm eligible to say that this is a powerful machine. A handheld machine, console. What it's capable of doing, it's pretty impressive. I'm not justifying, this device. If this device sucked, I would say it sucks. See, I don't justify anything. I'm simply saying I'm speaking from experience. Individuals who are telling me that their Steam Deck or their, $1,000 Lenovo's or whatever they call it these days, their $1,000 Lenovo's are better, or their Asus ROG Li's $1,000 Li's are better than Nintendo Switch 2. These individuals, first of all, they've never tried Nintendo Switch 2. Okay, that's the problem with me. If you have both Asus ROG Li, which is $1,000, or one of those Lenovo's, and you also have Nintendo Switch 2, and you compare them side by side, and you have experience, okay, maybe I'll accept your opinion. But when you come at me with just, I only have Steam Deck, I only have my Asus ROG Li, I only have my Lenovo, then to me that's a problem. Because you're speaking from only one perspective, meaning you have not tried Nintendo Switch 2, so why should anyone take your opinion at any kind of face value? What? Why? They're going to say, well, dude, you're very subjective because clearly you don't have Nintendo Switch 2. You only have Asus ROG Li, so you're just saying that the Asus ROG Li is the best there is. My whole point is this, and I don't want to spend too much time on this video, going back and forth, talking about this. All I'm saying is, guys, I have a lot of stuff. I have a PC, I have a Nintendo Switch, I have a PlayStation VR 2, I have the original PlayStation VR, I have two PS5s. Okay, I have the original Nintendo Switch OLED, I have Asus ROG Li, the first generation. I used to own a Steam Deck. I don't have a Steam Deck anymore. I have a PlayStation Portal. Okay, so I'm not like someone who has not tried all of these consoles and these different types of handheld devices. I'm speaking from experience, guys, all right? I speak from experience. Others, they speak from subjective point of view, justifying what they purchase, and that's fine and dandy if you want to, justify your device. But the problem is, how could you justify it if you have not tried Nintendo Switch 2? And that's my problem. Every single person that told me that Nintendo Switch 2 is not powerful enough, neither one of them have Nintendo Switch 2. They all have just, their Lenovo's or Asus ROG Allies, and they spend $1,000. And again, you automatically know what it's all about. They spend $1,000 on these devices during the holiday season, and now they're regretting it. They're like, ah, man, I could have bought Nintendo Switch 2. I could have bought two Nintendo Switch 2s. Yes, one for you and one for your little brother, or one for you and one for your little sister. You could have bought two Nintendo Switches 2s. But instead, you wasted that $1,000, and now they need to go out there and beat their chest and say, well, my Steam Deck and my Asus ROG Ally from Xbox is the most powerful, or my Lenovo is the most powerful. Even though you wasted over $1,000, $1,200, you could have purchased a gaming laptop, dude. You could have purchased a a gaming desktop, and then purchase a decent graphics card, and you'll have a better experience. But look, anyway, the whole point I'm trying to say here is, don't tell me Nintendo Switch 2 is not powerful enough when you don't have this console. When you purchase this console, this Nintendo Switch 2, then talk to me about, how bad it is and how not powerful and all that is. All right, but don't talk to me about it if you have never tried it. And I'm not trying to be like a prick about this. I'm not trying to be a mean guy. I'm not trying to be a dick. I'm not trying to be a asshole about it. I'm simply saying is, man, I'm getting tired of people telling me just how weak this Nintendo Switch 2 is. It's not powerful enough. Dude, the battery life on this thing is great. Dude, I can't find one single thing that I don't like about Nintendo Switch 2. The only negative that I have about Nintendo Switch 2 is something that even Nintendo fanboys agree on. Nintendo's greed when it comes to their exclusive video games. All of their exclusives are super expensive, and they never released any demos for us to try out. You have to go to the store to play the demo. It's their greed. But this greed with Nintendo has always been around. That's nothing new. That's something that's always been around. You ask any Nintendo fanboy, they'll tell you, yeah, Nintendo's greed when it comes to exclusives and these amiibos and all this stuff. Yeah, that's the only negative. But everything else about this console, dude, it's great. And look at all these exclusives that are coming out, and look at all these third-party games that are running on this device. The fact that you can run Resident Evil Requiem and 7 and 8 and 9, are you kidding me, dude? If that's not a proof enough that this thing is powerful, then I don't know what else to tell you. If not, you like Star Wars Outlaws running the way it runs, you tell me it's not powerful enough? Running this game, Cyberpunk 2077, you tell me it's not powerful enough? Or running, the Final Fantasy VII remake, or the upcoming Pragmata, or the upcoming First Light James Bond 007? Dude, Indiana Jones, upcoming Indiana Jones, upcoming, well, there's already out, Fallout 4. Was it like anniversary edition or something? Come on, man. I mean, it's embarrassing when I hear people telling me like how like it's embarrassing when people tell me like how weak Nintendo Switch 2 is, and then you look at them and you see they have no Nintendo. They never own a Nintendo Switch. Not even the original one. And they certainly don't have a Nintendo Switch 2, but they're gonna tell you just how terrible this device is. I'm sorry, but you have no credit. You have no credibility, man. Let me just tell you. No one will care about your comment. No one will agree with your comment. No one will give a shit about your comment, dude. When they see that you're just bragging about your Steam Deck or you're bragging about your Lenovo, which super expensive Asus ROG Ally, and you're trying to tell us that that Nintendo Switch 2 is not powerful enough, dude. You lose credibility right there. Okay, you just lose credibility because everyone can see that you're doing what you're doing, and that's justifying your purchase. You know you got ripped off buying that Asus ROG Ally Xbox handheld, super overpriced, $1,000 handheld. You could have bought PS5 Pro, man. Are you kidding me? You know you're getting ripped off. You know when you purchase that $1,200 Lenovo Go or whatever they call it, you know you got ripped off. But the problem is these individuals, they want to go on the internet and they want to justify their purchase, and yet they have no Nintendo Switch 2, but they're going to go take a shit on it. They're going to tell you how terrible this device is, yet they don't even have it. Guys, again, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be a prick. I don't justify anything. I speak from experience. Okay? I speak from experience. What I have, I talk about it. Like if something is bad, doesn't matter if I have it. I'll still talk bad about it if it's bad. If it's good, then it's good. So, I speak from experience. I don't speak from justifying anything. I don't care if I paid for it, but if it sucks, it sucks. If it's good, it's good. If it's bad, it's bad. But I speak from experience. I don't speak from justifying anything. Okay? But the worst part is about some of you guys is you want to talk shit about this Nintendo Switch 2 and you don't even have it. Not only do you not have Nintendo Switch 2, but you never own Nintendo's console. But you're going to talk shit about it. Sorry, man. Doesn't hold any glass of water. Okay? You lose credibility immediately. Alright, so I'm not saying that Nintendo Switch 2 is the most powerful handheld in the world, but it's pretty darn good in comparison to the original Nintendo Switch. When you even Digital Foundry says, when you compare it to the original Nintendo Switch, it's like night and day. Okay? And this is certainly a next generation, more powerful handheld than the previous generation of Nintendo Switch. And the price is right. It's $500, man, okay? Not, think about it. You're buying a Nintendo. You're not buying some higgy-me-jiggy down the road Soldier Boy console, all right? You're not getting some bootleg console or some super expensive $1,200, $1,500, a handheld from China. Okay, you're getting a Nintendo 40 plus years known brand, and you're getting all of these Nintendo exclusive games, plus you're running all of these first party games on this handheld device. Just look how many units they sold. How many units have Asus ROG Ally sold? How many units have Steam Deck sold? How many units has Lenovo sold? Or all these other handhelds from China have sold? Don't make me laugh, dude. I think Nintendo is already at 20 million units. Guaranteed. I haven't pulled out the charts, but I guaranteed, I'm telling you, it's at least 20 million units. I rest my case. Okay? That's it. Nothing else to say. This case is closed. Okay? Case closed. All right? Nothing else to say. Nintendo Switch 2 is pretty darn good. Okay? People who are playing Requiem and Resident Evil 7 and 8, they know what I'm talking about. Okay? Case is closed.